He kept it above board. He kept it respectful.
He did.
So we'll see how it progresses.
Right.
All right, checking out Stormzy Wiley Flow. Let's get into it.
Bruv, I didn't look at it this way before, but as I approach my birthday, all you man are my youngers. You man are my youngers, bruv.
If you can't do 10K for a suite, then I don't wanna hear no chat about numbers. You man are my youngers, all blacked out like grungers. 10s and 20s and hundreds, 10s and 20s and thousands. I can't ever just loud them. On Mount Everest shouting, soon go back to the mountains. Third album, nigga, I blessed the beat with smoke. And my day one bros, they kept me close. Then I sit my technique, take a toll. They're trying to get me on the ropes. I broke it, especially in this cold. So please, man, let's just be adults. And don't be flexing in my boat. Nigga, you can't test me, I'm the GOAT. Rolex collection.
Okay, so did Wiley come at Stormzy first?
Right?
Because it sounds like he's talking to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I guess it's a diss track. Of course it is. But it's, you know what I mean? It sounds like he's responding to something.
This was the first one in their disses.
Was that intro clip, was that Wiley or was that Storm? You know who was saying the youngers thing? It's probably Stormzy because he's talking about youngers. Okay.
So I don't know what happened leading up to this diss, but...
Me either. But so far, I like this better than Bossy Bop.
Me too. Me too. I actually kind of like it.
They're trying to get me on the ropes. I broke it, especially in this cold. So please, man, let's just be adults. And don't be flexing in my boat. Nigga, you can't test me, I'm the GOAT. Rolex collections looking dope. I got the Pepsi and the whole. And I ain't flexing on you niggas, cause will be sexy if I'm broke. Wait there, and I was made to win, like I'm designed to blow. We're doing major things, but it's a minor though. I used to pay for things, but that was time ago. When now I hit you niggas with the wide flow. It's like, bad 'em up once. Never could you take me for a dance. Been on the scene for 100 months. All I met is bare cunts. Take man for lunch, either you get punched. Pick one boy from your bunch, tell man jump. Oh, well, you didn't want to jump well. Oh, well, look now you're slumped, little nigga, I swear. Little nigga, I swear. Get out my lane, get out my lane.
Okay.
Okay, that was a nice little punchline there. Tell man jump, he didn't want to jump down, like he's slumped.
Dang.
That was a good one.
This is good. So he writes his own stuff, I guess. I don't
Hopefully.
know. We've only heard one Stormzy song, and it was Bossy Bop. So we don't really have much of an introduction.
Yeah, we don't know anything about him, so he's very popular in the UK.
Right.
And the most popular, at least at one point in time, or is the most popular, something like that.
Right. But we don't know if he's some mainstream US artist where somebody else writes all his stuff. You know what I mean? If he's that or underground.
Man for lunch, either you get punched. Pick one boy from your bunch, tell man jump. Oh, well, you didn't want to jump well. Oh, well, look now you're slumped, little nigga, I swear. Little nigga, I swear. Get out my lane, get out my lane. North and east and west stop hot, but the south's on flames. This year I'ma be a household name. I grew up in a house of pain. I don't do it for the clout or fame. All the real niggas gonna vouch for my name. All the real niggas gonna vouch for my. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you ain't got more than 5 top 10s, then I don't wanna hear no chat about charting. You man are just starting, coming like a young Chris Martin. Start swinging with my arms like Carlton. Start swinging with my arms like Anthony. All my niggas been charged, don't amp me. Have you missing a bra and panty? If you see me in a dance, I'm anti. Quite frankly, heavyweight champion of the world. They wanna woo me from my belt. If you ever hear Stormzy caught an L. No, I stood tall before I fell. There's a couple birthdays coming up, so I took like a quarter from the shelf. Spent like 100 on my mum, then about 140 on myself. The melee I sported like Pharrell, but I could've naught a look.
Okay, swinging my arms like Carlton. Right, Carlton Banks.
Okay.
But then he said something like swinging like Anthony. Who's the Anthony?
Maybe a basketball player?
Swinging arms like a basketball player?
I don't know. I know there's a basketball player.
Anthony Anderson? I don't know. I don't know if he does any arm swinging stuff.
Oh, maybe I'm Blackish or something.
I like that one part too. Is like, if I ever took an L, no, I stood tall before I fell. Because I mean, everyone takes L's. You know, some people act like they never take L's. Like, come on now, everyone takes L's.
Yeah.
But it's like at least he took his L standing tall.
Right.
I fell. There's a couple birthdays coming up, so I took like a quarter from the shelf. Spent like 100 on my mum, then about 140 on myself. The melee I sported like Pharrell, but I got the Nautilus as well. All of these stories that I live, my nigga, these are the stories that I tell. Wait there, and I was made to win, like I'm designed to blow. We're doing major things, but it's a minor though. I used to pay for things, but that was time ago. When now I hit you niggas with a wider flow, it's like run up on them, man, laughing, fuck it. You got a chain, but you tuck it, fuck it. Man, throw dirt on my name, blood, fuck it. Sue anybody in the family, fuck it. Run up on them, man, laughing, fuck it. You got a chain, but you tuck it, fuck it. Man, throw dirt on my name, blood, fuck it. Sue anybody in the family, I. Last 3 tunes kinda prove that I did this. Man, what you say I put a U on my shit list. Must be the same old you in the dinner hall, primary, sipping on my juice and my biscuits. I'm from a place where you move to the witness, stare in your face when business is business. Came for the fame, but she stayed for the litness. Ask you new girl, she loves Mr. Skang. You'll never ever see me with guys known
I like how he has 2 different voices.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool. That was a cool switch up. Because it was, like, lit and then his chill voice, but they both sound like the same volume. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That was interesting.
Yeah, he definitely has a good flow in this one.
Business. Came for the fame, but she stayed for the litness. Ask you new girl, she loves Mr. Skang. You'll never ever see me with guys known for verbals. My brothers pull up a sky, no rehearsals. Don't switch sides, there's no role reversals. How's the best spitter and grab so commercial? Wait, nobody said you good down your chat. Your girl tech the wood lumberjack. Hit him with a lighter flex, humble brag. I can't drop the bag, I'm the bag. Yeah. Yeah. If you ain't got no platinum plaques, then I don't wanna hear no chat about. No, I'm joking.
So, overall, what's your take?
Overall, I mean, it's a diss track. You know what I mean? Diss tracks are diss tracks, you know?
Yeah.
No, overall.
Lightweight diss track.
Yeah, it wasn't like super like disrespectful or anything. Not quite sure who he's talking to. Is
Wiley?
It's a guy named Wiley? Yes, it's a guy named Wiley. It's based on the list we got, and then it's like next is Wiley.
Right.
Okay, so he's talking to some guy named Wiley who I've never heard of and don't know what he looks like. So, you know, I'm kind of out of the loop on the whole diss track, why it's going on thing. But overall, I thought it was good. So I like this way better than Bossy Bop.
Yeah, way better.
You know, it's a much better flow. Like, for my taste, much better flow. Much better energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has some good punchlines in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shouting from my Everest, and he went some into mountains after that and stuff. That was near the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like he had a lot of good stuff in there, but there's also some slang and stuff. Like he said, slushy in my coat or sweat something. I'm like, okay, I think he said in his coat, so I could guess it's a burner or something in his coat. I don't know. Thought it was what he said. I don't know. There's a lot of slang in here that I didn't understand though, but
yeah,
it's kind of heavy.
I feel like he's got a lot of manpower. Like, he's got a lot of top, you know.
A lot of clout.
A lot of clout, a lot of money, a lot of, like, rank, you know what I mean, on the top 10s. And so.
Like, OG.
Yeah.
Like OG in the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got a lot of that. And so I felt like, as far as, like, artistry, I wasn't getting a lot of artistry in this. Like, I was, like, the video.
It was a flex.
It was a flex. Like, the video in the beginning was so, like, that's not his fault, but, like, you know, I felt like they were hyped, they were amped, and he was like, don't talk to me any type of way, respect me. You know what I mean? But I didn't feel like he had to really, like, stretch to be the most creative with it.
Right.
Like, it was cool to me. I want to see the rest of the disses, though, because I definitely do not feel like he just owned the other person.
Right. Because, I mean, it was mainly about him. He was flexing.
Yeah.
He wasn't disrespecting the other person. He was flexing about his credentials and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept it above board. He kept it respectful.
He did.
So we'll see how it progresses.
Right.
Because disses often get disrespectful.
Right. And we've already seen the chip diss.
Yeah.
So apparently it's going to progress. Like,
escalate.
Stormzy did pull up. Who knows if that was, like, real or...
But the thing is, when you have the clout that Stormzy has, you don't gain from disses. The other person gains more clout and fame. They get a bigger reach, bigger audience, all this. And all you risk is tarnishing your reputation.
Right.
For the possible dub. But you can easily take an L because, like, if you have clout like he does, do you really want to get down and dirty, nitty gritty and go into that? If that's not your brand, you don't want to do that. I don't know his brand. All I know is Bossy Bop. But you know what I mean? So it's like, being a huge artist, you have a lot to lose from getting into disses with other rappers.
I never thought about that.
But the smaller artist doesn't really have much to lose.
Like, what was that diss in the U.S. recently? Swisha T and somebody else?
Oh, that was a minute ago with Pusha T and Drake.
Okay, Pusha T.
Yeah,
I
like
never
Drake
heard.
had nothing to gain from that.
I've never heard of Pusha T until those disses.
Uh,
You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm an example of that situation where he did make Drake look pretty bad.
right. And Drake couldn't win. Even if he wins the diss, it's like, he's still just Drake.
Right.
You know what I mean? Can't get much bigger than Drake.
Right. It's like the people who already know about one of the two of them that are going to hear it. So yeah, it's a slippery slope for artists.
Right. So I'm interested to see how this progresses. Because
Yeah.
Stormzy's probably the bigger artist from what we can gather
Right.
from the comments and all that kind of stuff.
So far, I feel like that diss isn't going to make Stormzy look bad. It's not
Right.
going to, like, so far, the way it started, it's like an appropriate diss. See what happens.
Open up a can of worms. It opened a can of worms.
We'll see. Thanks, guys, for watching this video with us. Comment below what we missed, or like if you know what happened before this diss, how they got to this point. Because like we know Stormzy pulled up on Chip later, but like how does Stormzy and Wiley get into it? We don't know. We're gonna do the diss list you guys gave us, but we're just a little bit confused on that. And yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more UK Heat reactions. And until next time, that's a wrap.
I don't know. Tell me, man, what do you know? What do you know? Me and my boys on the road. You to go. She told me, boy, you to go. Like, I don't know. But I don't know.